We're live. I've been excited about doing this show. You have no idea how prepared I am for this show and the next coming shows. It's fantastic. Everything should just fall right in line. Life's never like that. Talking about. No, and that's what makes life so fantastic. So before we go and get into this show, I just want to tell you thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I was explaining to somebody on the ski lift what I tell my daughter makes a good trip are the things you don't plan that happen. Now, sometimes they're not always good. You know, you'll get a flat tire, or you'll have something break down, or whatever the case is. But when you look back on the memory, it's what you remember. It's really interesting. So, if things aren't going the way they're planned in a trip, and you've listened to this, take a deep breath and say to yourself, this is the part we're going to remember. And then let it happen. So, today's show, we're going to be talking about recycling. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have a conservation biologist that has a report for us that's working on an anthropology major as well right now. That graduated from the Arizona State University, that left me a recycling list and things to follow. So we're going to get into that. And then we're going to talk about some more Louis Vuitton ideas for your special someone. I keep thinking that we need to talk about, like, how do you treat the people around you better? And maybe this is like a work in practice for me. I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right. Like, if I'm practicing what I need to work out, but I'm gonna help you with that. We've got some great Louis Vuitton stuff. And then I have a couple of fun facts about a show that's coming up, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of it as we move forward about Moet champagne. I think that if you ever celebrate anything, so you don't have to wait till Valentine's, you can do it on anniversaries, you can do it on birthdays, you can just say, hey, this is just for this weekend, no reason at all, just because I love you. A bottle of Moet Rosé. We're going to take a dip into that for a second, because we have a show coming up that I'm going to go into depth about that. You're just going to love it. There's so many cool facts about champagne altogether, and how it all came about, and how the name went from Moet to Moet Chandon. Like, you're like, what the fuck? When did it do that? Okay, I know. And then lastly, I got a music list. And here's what's crazy about this music list. Because we're talking about recycling, I kind of went with some grungy hard rock music. And some of it's going to make some sense, and some of it won't. But the number one song is going to be a jaw dropper. I know I've said that before, and I've been right. But this one, well, let me just tell you what's number 2. Just to let you know what number 1 is. Number 2 is by Pearl Jam. Not going to tell you which one. So imagine what number 1 is. Yeah, that's the music list. So let's bust out of this. And if you're getting value from the podcasts, from the YouTube videos, I need you to hit the subscribe button, and then there's a bell to the right of that, and hit that. If you could, I would appreciate that. And then second thing is like, comment, and share these videos. We've now gotten ourselves on a few platforms, and I'd like to give a little roll call out. Give a little hey. So YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Thank you for taking us on, putting us on your show. Appreciate that, YouTube. Spotify, Anchor. That's a good platform, by the way. Hook up the Anchor app and check us out if you're not doing that already. Breaker, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcast took us on, Castbox, and then Overcast. What a cool name, Overcast. Like, I can't see shit because it's overcast outside. Wow, that's cool. Anyway, something to remember. So if you're on any of those platforms and you're listening to us, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We appreciate it here at the SKI with Frankie Z. Now on to the shows. Just switching up something here. Give me a minute. YouTube. Okay, switch that up. Thank you for coming back. We're glad to have you. Glad to get this thing back going on. We want to talk about recycling. This again is coming from a very qualified source. I'd like to thank them for their contribution to this, because this is such an interesting and necessary thing. The old adage, waste makes haste. You have to know what that means, because let me give you a couple of fun facts right now about the benefits of recycling. Okay, this is just off the top. This is skimming the top. So if you're a trash can, you need to start checking yourself, because I see that. I'll look on the side of the road. I'll look in parking lots. I'll see these deadbeat fuckers dropping their ashtrays out, pouring out their coffee, leaving their bags behind, and driving away in a parking spot, in a parking lot, in a public space where people congregate. Yeah, a community space. So if you're that deadbeat, excuse me, I don't mean to start name calling like that, but hey man, like, pick up your business and move it into where it should go. First off, we have a place society-wise that we have for trash to be distributed to. And now we've even broken it down to complicate it for your... Some people always are so smart. And then you say, well, why don't you recycle? And they're like, oh... I don't even know what they say. Because I don't even get into the argument. To me, and I'm a Leo, so I just say, hey, this is how it is. You need to, well, let's just get into it. I don't want to even be talking about the people that aren't recycling. If you're not recycling, if you're throwing a window when you're driving down the road, don't. That's all. It's just real simple. And if you're like, okay, why not? All right, here it is. Reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills and incinerators when you recycle. See, so if you don't throw it out the window and it's not just trash that's laying on the side of the road, now it's a beautification issue. And it may not even have that big of an impact, frankly. But to me, it's like a disgusting thing. It's like sneezing without a tissue, I guess. It's just, I don't know. Why would you do that? Why would you litter? All right. It conserves natural resources such as timber, water, and minerals. What it means is if you're throwing away less stuff and recycling and reusing things, then we don't have to go through our natural resources as quickly in order to replenish what's been used. I guess, I don't know if you can't do the math on that. Number 3, increases economic security by tapping a domestic source of materials. See, we don't have to go out and make new things, invent better things. We can utilize what we already have. And in some cases, we do need to invent better things. There needs to be a new way, a new resource. You know, it looks like clean energy is around the corner, and, you know, global warming's a concern. So tackling those things, start on your end. Like, I don't know about like windmills and all that. I know that if you can throw the aluminum in the blue can, and if you can throw the waste in the other can, starting with that, that's a good place. And then we'll work up from there. because some people are simple and you have to kind of like walk them through this. Then you say, okay, now cardboard goes in there. And then what else goes into the blue can? Newspapers. We can throw newspapers in there, office paper, magazines, mail, steel and tin cans. Rinse it out before you throw it in there. Don't have your cat and tuna cans that had food in them, or dog food cans, or jelly jars, or honey without rinsing it. They're not, well, anyway. Cardboard. Remove the plastic from inside, though. Same thing with cereal boxes. Shoe boxes. Remove the plastic liners if there's any inside. Glass bottles and containers. Milk cartons. Drink boxes. Aluminum cans. Plastic that's PETE rated bottles. Soda, water, etc. Other plastic that's HEPA, HDPE bottles, which is like milk, water, juice jugs. So that goes in the blue bin. And if you walk up, there's other ones that have them divided into like 3 sections where there's glass, cans, and trash. So help out a little bit, we would appreciate it. Now there's some don'ts, like what you don't recycle. Shopping bags, the plastic bags you get at some of the stores. No pizza boxes. Don't throw those in there. What? You're like, what? Yeah, no styrofoam, no potato chip bags, no light bulbs, no photographs, no tissues or toilet paper. That's not what we recycle. Now, if you see a pizza box on there and it has a little recycled logo on it, look for it. Throw it in the recycle bin. But that's not typical. So there's the recycle list, and I think it's pretty straightforward. I think it's kind of simple. I think it's kind of fun. So let me put this over here. Move that out of the way. That's the heavy lifting part. We'll get to the heavy metal part here in just a minute. Now the fun part. Let's talk about some of these Louis Vuitton ideas. Because I know that there's some people out there that have some special someones in their life that they're either saving for or wanting to get them something. And I'm going to help you with this. But the reason I'm saying Louis Vuitton over even like Gucci or Coach or Prada, it's more expensive in some cases, frankly. So it's not about a monetary thing. Prada's made real well, has great standards of quality. But let me tell you, what's the pimp brand? What's the brand that she or he will just love? They'll sport it. They'll wear it with pride, above and beyond. It's the Ultra brand. So if you want to invest in a gift and tell somebody that you love them, here it is. You ready? The Twist Mini is $3,750. Now get up off your chair, because that's like no big deal. Because we have an on the go for $3,150, and it is what every woman will walk through the airport proudly carrying. And they have a couple different styles for it. But what I wanted to look at was a couple things that what if you don't want to get her a bag, a handbag? I recommend it. They have a short hooded parka for $34.50 as well. So when you go look at that, that's really cute. And that's like a young girl's thing. I mean, she will sport that everywhere. Same thing. If you have somebody that you're getting the on-the-go bag for, get an iPhone Max case or a bum bag. The iPhone case is only $450 at Louis Vuitton. The bum bag, which is nothing but a fanny pack, it's $1,660. I don't know. That's okay. I'm gonna plead to your greed, and I'm a male, so I'm going to be talking, I guess, to males. And if you're alpha, then you'll get this. Because sometimes you got to put yourself out there and put yourself on a compliment level too. So what I recommend are 3 things. You get her the on-the-go MM, $3,150. Inside of that, you put the iPhone case, $450. And then you go get yourself a connected watch with the Tambor Horizon Pure White. It's $3,750, $3,750, and it looks bomb. And I could see somebody going around and pimping that around, and they'd be like, "Where'd you get that?" And all you got to say is Valentine's Day, man. Yeah. And if they say, "Tell me the story," you say, "I hooked myself up. Here's what happened. Frank Diddy's telling me about this on-the-go bag. He's giving me this 1, 2, 3 on the Louis Vuitton phone case, throwing it in the bag. I gave it to the old lady. Shit has been good since. And I wear this watch just as a reminder that why I did it. And I also pimp myself out with something cool." Your partner's going to be like, "Dude, that is cool." So you just took like $6 or $8 and just put it towards you and your old lady, old man, whatever your deal is, and you hooked them up and yourself? No, You only spent $3,750 on you. Yeah, so think about that. So I'm recommending that you get your onto the Louis Vuitton site, that you register for the emails and you start checking out what's cooking. And then you say, make an appointment. They have an area where you can go make an appointment at a store near you. And you say, "Well, I don't live near a store." Goddamn airplane, and you fly. You drive to the airport, start out. Let me help you get to the airport. Okay, you start out, you go online and book up a flight. And you do it a couple weeks out or a couple months out. You take a little time. I'd spend in a whole day. This is what I would do. And I would tell my little lady this. When I gave it a gift, I'd be like, "Yeah, remember I told you I flew out to LA for business?" "Yeah," or wherever, Honolulu or Scottsdale. "Yeah, I was at Fashion Square. I went to the Louis Vuitton store. Had an appointment. Sat down with someone and we talked for a minute. And his eyes are gonna get big. She's gonna be like, "You went what? You went to the Louis Vuitton store? You made an appointment?" "Yeah, made an appointment." And sat down and talked to Tina or Jeremy or whoever that was. And they hooked me up with this nice bag, this phone case, this fanny pack. And I got myself a little something too, because I wanted to celebrate with you. And she's gonna like your gift for you too. See, because when we see people do something nice, even if it's for themselves, we also like that. Unless we're jealous or petty. But if you're not those things and you're usually happy for your partner, they get a job promotion, you're usually like, "Yeah, let's pop a bottle." They get a raise, they get a bonus. Those kinds of things come with a little celebratory type emotion. It's just natural. In fact, it's what you should do. It's what you work for. You don't work for money. At least I hope not. You work because you want the gratification of what you do for a job, what makes you happy. That you bring you something to the table, to the world, to somebody's, that you're helping out some way. truck drivers, people get their goods, Babies get diapers when I get to the store and bring my truck around. The barista says, hey, I make people happy serving coffee. Tell me that's not the bomb. So, pay attention to those things. That's the bottom line. Celebrate what matters. Now, if alcohol's not your thing, go get some ice cream. Go get it. In Arizona, we have a place right up the road called Rock Springs. They have the best pies in the world. I'm trying probably 4 or 5 different kinds of pies there. All of them. Blue ribbon. Crazy what to tell you. Go get some pie if you get a job promotion and you're on the NA list. You're an AA guy, or you just don't drink, or whatever. I can give you about 5 ice cream places myself that I go take my mom when we have our little happy time together, because she really likes to take me to go get ice cream, and I love it when I go with her. It's fabulous. So that's what we're doing with the Louis Vuitton. You make an appointment. And you don't even book an appointment because of COVID. You book an appointment because you go in there and you're a classy person and you want to be attended to like somebody that's serious. That you're not just some schmuck that's off the road that wants to take some selfies at the LV store. No, you're going in there and you're going to drop 8 G's. You want them to pay attention to what you're doing and watch them wait on you. Talk about service. I love that about the Louis Vuitton store. I love that. So, here's what we're going to do. Oh, man. We're going to talk about some champagne, and we're going to talk about the music list here. A little Red Bull right now. See me having any alcohol on. That's a yellow Red Bull. And I have to be careful that I don't throw too many of these down, or if I don't get the bigger size, if I don't drink too many or too much. Because I love these things. Oh my gosh. 8.4 ounces in this beautiful yellow can. Oh, that's just what I needed. So let's get back to the champagne, because I think that the champagne has what do I want to say? It's worth getting into the champagne. I'll tell you why. The Moet is one of the biggest brands in the world. In fact, I would go as far as saying the 3 or 4 ultra brands are probably Dom Perignon, Louis Vuitton, Moet Champagne, and Patron, maybe? Levi? No, that's not an ultra brand. Patron is, though, not Levi. Brand. Everybody knows it. There's no question about it. It's like Coca-Cola, but we're talking about ultra brands. Ultra. Gucci. Probably Gucci. Lamborghini. I don't know. If you can think of some extras, give me in the message. Send me a comment. I'll answer back what I think of your response. But if I'm missing something there, those are probably the ultra brands in the world. The thing about Moet is it's rooted in 277 years of French winemaking and marketing ingenuity. The Champagne House is the largest in the world and produces close to 30 million bottles of champagne each year. It's even celebrated and adored by the very stoic royal. However, the brand of bubbly that we know is celebrated by all victors in celebration. First thing is, you're probably saying it wrong. Let's get that out of the way first. It's pronounced Moet. as if a baby was, oh wow, as if a baby was asking you to add more water. More wet, please. Wow, more wet. I was saying Moet. Moet. People who took French in high school are no doubt mildly devastated by this, considering we've all considered the correcting of our friends with the accurate French pronunciation. Huh. But sorry, the T isn't silent. The Moet family is originally from the Netherlands, having moved to France in the 1400s, all that time bravely holding on to the name's G, pronouncing it in a country notorious for dropping consonant sounds. Hey, now that's interesting. Well, in 1445, Charles VII of France made noblemen of brothers Jean and Nicholas Moet, who ironically would have probably liked to celebrate with a little bubbly. The title carried on until 1743, when their descendants, the wine trader Claude Moet, founded Maison Moet in Empathy, a wine trading territory. So there's a little backstory about Moet champagne. That's really interesting. And it's celebrated at basketball championships, at football championships, NASCAR championships. I mean, like, it's everywhere. It's so crazy. It's so cool. I think NASCAR got stupid and was like handing guys like a bottle of Coke and be like, here, shake that up or whatever. Yeah. Talk about kissing your cousin, you know? Like, no, maybe that's like kissing your sister. I'm sorry. Kissing your cousin's not too bad, actually. So what we want to do is we want to get back to the champagne. Why do you have the champagne? And if you're handing Louis Vuitton bags to your lady and you're giving her some Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, she'll recognize the difference. Yeah, you could go to the store and even be a tight ass and just get a tiny little bottle of champagne. It's called a split. And they sell them in all kinds of brands. It's not just Moet that has that. Moet that has that. I have a new way of saying that now. That's fantastic. I love that I learned that. I was one of the largest sellers of their champagne for a long time in West Phoenix. Competed against Costco and Fry's. Little bar in West Phoenix. We were selling a lot of champagne. 40, 50 cases in a day one time. I mean, 40 or 50 bottles in a day. I'm sorry. 40 or 50 cases would be crazy. That's not for champagne. Not in America. There's some places in the world where that kind of champagne's drank. But we had 40 or 50 bottles going out. I think the largest we had, one day we had almost 100 bottles go out in one day. It was just nuts. Had a bunch of Phoenix Suns in there partying with some of the WNBA players. And oh, that bar was rocking. It was called Pantera, 43rd Avenue in Indian School. Little hip-hop club. Making it pop on the west side. On the west side! So I love champagne, but I recommend Moet Rosé. That's the one that's pimping. Now we're going to bust into the music list. And the music list today, because we were talking about recycling, I went with a hard rock list. So starting out with number 5, Perfect Circle. And this song, when I first heard it, I thought it was like tank shit rolling into the club. The song is a spin-off of Pet from their previous album, 13th Step. Now, here's the bottom line about this song. It's just a song. Okay, here's what it says. Pet was interpreted as a song about one who was controlled by drugs, but many people felt it was also about political control. So they give this version of this, but when you listen to this song, it's so perfect for recycling. Check it out. Number 4. So when you hear the rest of the list, you're going to sit here and go, that Perfect Circle song, shit, it has to be worth time. Because number 4 is Metallica. Sad but true. Yes. I said, what the hell was that one about? And the song's about blind faith in religion and the lengths people go to practice their faiths. You know, it's interesting how people view that. Some people put a lot of merit in God and going to church and attending services, and there's been a lot of good that has come from these Christian organizations, and some not so good. You know, I don't know how that goes, but it's interesting to hear these rock bands and whatnot as they sing about it. He quotes one of the lines from the song, "I'm inside, open your eyes," means that God only exists in people's heads. So I thought that was really interesting. Sad but true. Kind of dark. It's all right. Good tune. Jams out, especially when you're skiing on the hill. Number 3. We ready for this? Linkin Park, One Step Closer. Now, what's interesting about this particular song is that the song was about this guy, Chester Bennington, the lead singer, who expressed that he had anger when he was growing up. He didn't fit in well. He got beat up a lot. Bennington wanted kids who hated themselves to know that what he had gone through was, you know, that he had gone through the same thing. And he didn't intend it as an excuse or self-pity or anger. And I say, called, you ever heard that song? I mean, that song, take it one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Oh my God, what? Oh no, it didn't expire any anger. There was no expression of anger in that song. First mosh pit I ever saw was this Linkin Park show at the Orpheum in downtown Phoenix. I'd never seen anything like that. These people, well, anyway, if you've never seen a mosh pit, go to YouTube, put in Linkin Park, One Step Closer to the Edge, mosh pit. Or just put in mosh pit, I don't know. But go check it out. These guys, man, it was serious. I was so pumped up when I left that concert. I thought I wanted to go get in that mosh pit. It was crazy. Some crazy kids out there. Well, anyway, I'm not even going to tell you about it. You got to figure that one out for yourself. So if you don't know what a mosh pit is, then you're probably over 40 and maybe over 50, and you got to wake up, man. You smell the roses going on out there, because there's a lot cooking. Hey, can you like the channel? Can you subscribe if you're getting some value from this? Sorry to interrupt real quick. We just want to hit this up. I was just looking at this thing. Comment and like the channel. We'd appreciate it. So, getting back to this. One step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Hung himself. That's what happened. He killed himself on July 20th, 2017. With a bottle of whiskey or a bottle of booze sitting by him, half drank. You know, all of his stuff, wherever Linkin Park sold their stuff, on Apple. But he became a millionaire, and it just goes to show you, how do you get happy? So we just did a segment on the Louis Vuitton, how to shop for happiness. It's important, man. People are out there killing themselves. Crazy. So, it's appropriate. Moving on from number 3. 2. Pearl Jam. Jeremy. That wasn't the craziest thing, right? At home, drawing pictures of mountaintops. Let's see. With him on the top, lemon yellow sun. Okay, we could keep going. Arms raised in a V. See, I don't know the rest of the words like to the song. Okay. Oh, he didn't need attention. No. The fact that mommy didn't care. King Jeremy the wicked. Oh, he ruled his world. Jeremy spoke in class today. Yeah, so then they talk about picking on the boy. Seemed a little harmless, but we unleashed the lion, gnashed his teeth, and bit the recessed lady's breasts. And that was poetry from the song with the words. But anyway, so what does it mean? Let me give you the quick rundown here. Jeremy was released in 1992 as a third single from the Pearl Jam's debut album 10. The song was inspired by a newspaper article that the lead singer of Pearl Jam, Vedler, read about Jeremy Waddell, a high school student who shot himself in front of his English class on January 8th, 1991. So homie wrote that song and was like, what? So I didn't realize the first part of it was the kid picturing himself on top of the mountaintop. He's King Jeremy. And he went into that classroom and he settled his score. So, wow, what a trip. So, are you ready for number one? Number one. I know sometimes you guys question my music and you think, how's it? Every time I doubt him, I go look at it and it's the bomb. He's right. I'm not trying to be right. What I'm trying to introduce you to is going to find yourself, because you're stuck in this world where you're still watching ABC News at 5 o'clock or the local news at 10 o'clock before you go to bed. And that's how you view your world. That's your viewmaster. I'm trying to get you to expand a little bit with your music, paying attention to podcasts like this, people that are just talking honest. I mean, hey, do you want honesty? Okay, well, here's the honesty. The first time I heard this song, it was actually by Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, his cover of this song was the one that I heard, and I fell in love with it. So I'm all of a sudden watching this cartoon that's on television with my daughter, and what about it? It's about this guy named Rick Sanchez that's the smartest human being on the planet, and he has a sidekick, his grandson's named Morty, and the series is called Rick and Morty. And Rick and Morty has a part where 9 Inch Nails plays the song Hurt, which I thought was by Johnny Cash, but Johnny Cash covered it. 9 Inch Nails is actually responsible for the song Hurt, which is number one on our list today. So now you have to be saying, Frankie, what is that all about? And the song is about realizing consequences and regret. I'm going to say that again. This song is about realizing consequences and regret. Consequence and regret. Regret. Why is that big? Talk to anybody over 80, over 75. It's not your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents. And let them tell you about regret. Not everybody, of course. People that are honest. So, don't take unnecessary chances, but you got to take a step in the direction that you want to go. whatever that is. You've wanted tennis lessons. You wanted to scuba dive. You wanted to visit Mayan or Incan or Aztecian pyramids in Mexico. They're close. It's not a dream that's impossible. You want to go to the Grand Canyon, Saguaro National Park. These are all in the state of Arizona. Whatever it is that you want to do it. The song is about realizing consequence and regret. It sends a powerful message that we should all proceed through life wisely. Because there's nothing worse than being stuck with a label, a pain, a sickness, or a death that we knew beforehand would leave us only wishing things would have been different if we could have changed the choices we made. Explaining that the self-loathing of nature of the song Downward Spiral's album, Trent Reznor told the USA Today, "I'm not proud to say I hate myself, and I don't like what I am, but maybe there's real human communication that ends up with positive, even though everything being said is negative." The song reportedly Trent Reznor's favorite and is always the final song played at Nine Inch Nails concerts. He considers it the most personal song he's ever written. Wow. So, the listening of the music you listen to, that you want to believe or not, whatever's real in your world, try to find truth. Try to live without regret. Don't compromise your own reality. Those are just a couple of things. We have some upcoming shows that I want to tell you about. We're gonna have a show that goes into champagne. That's gonna be too cool of a show. I love that. I love champagne, especially rosé. In fact, I'm not a Dom Perignon fan. I don't like Clico. Don't waste any money testing this. No, if you want to, go ahead, spend your money and test it. You'll come back to the rosé, I guarantee it. It's the absolute best. And if you're not a fruity guy and you like a little drier, a little more celebratory type champagne, get the Moet regular. We're also going to be talking about golf in Tahoe. You talking about Frank Diddy from the big city? That's right. This summer we're planning on playing up at Edgewood Country Club, right outside of Heavenly's Gondola by the Harrah's Casino in Lake Tahoe. We're going to talk about haunted hotels off of Route 66. We're going to talk about renting demo skis. And we have a show that we're going to do coming up about spring break and where to go. Do you fly? Do you drive? How long does it get there? What happens with that? So, we just want to say thanks. We're now on 8 platforms on the listening level. We are on the YouTube, on the watch. We really appreciate what you've done. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And let me go down the list here. I have a little list that I follow. So, upcoming shows, subscribe, like, and comment. And then thanks for listening to the show. Appreciate you being part of I Ski with Frankie Z. And we hope you continue to listen. Hurt myself today to see if I thought that I hit the moon when I heard Cash singing that. Sudden boom. Right. Thanks Thanks again for listening. Hurt myself today. What's the camera guy?
That was so good. It's a hard life being this fucking good. Oh.